Today we're diving into a fascinating ancient thought experiment that has puzzled philosophers for centuries. It's called the Ship of Theseus. Ever wondered if something can still be the same thing if all its parts are replaced? Stick around as we unravel this intriguing question of identity and change. The Ship of Theseus is a classic philosophical paradox that dates back to the ancient Greeks. The story goes like this. Imagine a ship known as the Ship of Theseus, which is gradually having its wooden parts replaced with new ones. Over time, every single part of the ship is replaced. The question arises, is the ship that now exists still the Ship of Theseus? But the plot thickens. Suppose all the old, replaced parts are collected and reassembled into a ship. Would this new ship also be considered the Ship of Theseus? This leads us to two major questions. Can an object retain its identity despite a complete change in its components? And if so, which version, if any, is the original Ship of Theseus? Philosophers have debated the Ship of Theseus thought experiment from various angles. Let's explore a few perspectives. Essentialism. This view argues that identity is tied to the object's original essence or form. In this case, the Ship of Theseus remains the same as long as it retains the essence of its original design, regardless of the parts being replaced. Materialism. According to this perspective, identity is tied to the material components. Therefore, once all parts are replaced, the ship ceases to be the Ship of Theseus. The new ship, constructed from the old parts, might then be considered the original ship. Process philosophy. This theory, championed by philosophers like Heraclitus, suggests that identity is not about static objects, but about the processes and changes they undergo. From this viewpoint, the Ship of Theseus is defined by its continuous process of becoming, not by its individual parts. The Ship of Theseus isn't just an abstract philosophical puzzle. It touches on something deeply personal, our sense of identity. Let's explore this in the context of who we are as individuals. From the moment we're born, our bodies and minds are in a constant state of flux. Did you know that most of the cells in our body are replaced every 7 to 10 years? So, biologically speaking, the person you were a decade ago is almost entirely different from who you are today. But what about our memories, experiences, and personality? These elements shape our sense of self, yet they too are not static. Our memories can fade or change over time, our experiences continuously reshape our worldview, and our personalities evolve. Despite all these changes, we still perceive ourselves as the same person. This raises the question, what anchors our identity? Is it our physical continuity, the persistence of our memories, or something more abstract, like our consciousness or soul? If every cell in our body has changed and our memories have been altered or lost, are we still the same person we were years ago, or have we become someone entirely new? Philosophers like John Locke argued that personal identity is tied to continuity of consciousness. It's our memories and self-awareness that make us who we are. However, if our memories are altered, does that change who we are fundamentally? Or is there an underlying self that persists regardless of physical or psychological change? Then there's the idea of narrative identity, where we construct our sense of self through the stories we tell about our lives. According to this view, our identity is not just about biological or psychological continuity, but about the coherent story we create from our experiences. Even as we change, the narrative we build maintains our sense of being the same person. Given all this, what do you think? Are you the same person you were 10 years ago, or have you become someone entirely new? What is it that truly defines your identity? Your body, your memories, your consciousness, or the story you tell about your life? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.